how's it going? I'm out in the cut flower garden again today, getting ready to plant some things that I started from seed inside this winter. And they've been in the greenhouse for a very long time, and some of them do not look very good at this point, and it's a little bit windy, so I'm hoping that they don't hate me for planting them outside today, but I just need to get it done. So I wanted to give you an update of what the seedlings look like, and then I'll show you where they're going. I just got through planting some other seedlings recently. So I got these first 2 rows started. I got some other annuals that were already pre-grown planted up there. So I just want to continue on with these rows and then work my way over. And this is what the back of the gator looks like. So many of these have needed to be transplanted a long time ago. These are straw flowers right here. There are 72 plants in this one little tray right here. These are one called Vintage White, Bracteantha, I think is how you say it, straw flower, and then I've got one that's an apricot color, really beautiful. And we'll throw pictures up on the screen here so you guys can see. This is a type of Gomphrena. This one is Audrey White. I grew this variety last year, had really good luck with it, but I bought plants, so I thought I would buy the seeds and see what I could get out of those, and they're doing great. This is a Nicotiana called Purple Prince. They do have aphids a little bit. A couple of the things in the greenhouse had aphids, so I'm just gonna deal with that as I see it, so I'll be spraying those. And then I've got snapdragons. These probably look the worst right here because I forgot. They were sitting on the ground, they were mashed in with a bunch of other annuals. I forgot they were in enclosed trays, and I just kept watering and watering them, not realizing that that water level, they were just sitting in water. So they started to look kind of wilty, and I thought, oh man, I need to water those more. So I watered them more until I realized that, dang, I've got them in an enclosed tray and I'm starting to rot them. So hopefully they're okay in the end. This is a Potomac White, Potomac, I say it wrong every time. This one, which looks worse, this is the Madame Butterfly Bronze with white right here. I've got some other snaps that are looking really good. So these are in the 24 count trays. They were started a little bit later. This is just the Madame Butterfly Bronze. And then we've got this tray right here, which is the Apple Blossom. And then up here, I've got some asters I'm really excited about. This is Bengal Rose Frost. I had a really hard time with the germination rate of these. You can see the empty cells. I actually seeded this tray, only a few came up, so I bought another packet of seeds and seeded again, and only a few came up. So I've got not as many of this variety. And then I've got king size apricot aster right here. And then this is a like Tower Violet. Yeah, Tower Violet. This one came up beautifully. Look at those. The blooms on these are really, really intensely colored and beautiful. And then I only seeded half of this tray with a pincushion flower, which is already looking like it hates me for being out in the sun, called Salmon Rose. And then this was probably the most poorly germinating tray of seeds that I had. This is the Selway Terracotta Celosia. Already blooming, the ones that are up, some of them. Really pretty color. I don't have very many, but I'm gonna plant them anyway. So I'm gonna go about this the same way. I'm gonna put in some compost, some biotone, and then I'm gonna plant. And I'm just gonna do it all in one fell swoop, and then we'll look at it in the end. And that right there is just one flat of straw flowers. At this point I'm a little over halfway done with the seedlings, but I just ran out of compost, and I really feel like with the breeze out here I need to get some water on what I already planted. The straw flowers in particular are looking really sad so far. So this is where I had ended planting, and this is where I took off today. This is a different variety of Gomphrena, and this is the Audrey White. And then I went ahead and popped in the very few Celosia that ended up coming up, and then finished off with the Nicotiana. And that made it almost to the end of the row. I have room for probably the pincushion flowers after I go get more compost. And then right here are all the violets. They look really good. I might have to construct some sort of grow through grid for these because they get quite tall. But here they are. And they end right where the Nicotiana picks up. And that's what I had planted previously. Look at the straw flowers. They're like, oh my gosh, why would you put me out here in the wind? The poor things had been so sheltered in the greenhouse, and they were so packed in those flats. Like, that's only 2 flats of plants from the start all the way to where I ended up over here. But I will give them water. They should be fine. The wind will make them stronger. They'll probably look sad for a week, maybe a little bit more, until they start pushing a little bit more growth. And then I did the very first flat of 72 snapdragons, the ones that were kind of starting to rot. And I don't know how they're gonna do. They look okay. The root systems were pretty waterlogged, so we'll see what happens with those. And this is what happens when you kind of get a little too ahead of yourself and you think you're going to have everything done out here way sooner, and that things aren't gonna have to stay in their flats as long as they did, and then our weird weather. So I don't know, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be interesting. I actually have some leftover fertilizer water mixed up in the tank that we pull behind our truck to fertilize all of our annuals. So I think I'm gonna go get that and bring that over and water them in with some nice fertilizer water. That should make them happy. And then we'll tackle the rest. This is really all I have left. Not bad. I fertilized the greenhouse this morning and ended up with quite a bit left over down in here, and I don't want to waste it, so this is kind of the perfect opportunity. This is how we fertilize our annuals, how we mix it up anyway. It's a 150-gallon tank that we pull behind our truck, and it's got a hose reel connected on it, and it's got these. This we had custom done this winter. We did not have this last year, and this hose reel was such a pain because, you know, you would have to pull it toward the truck, and there was no way to pull the hose off in a clean way. And it's got a locking system on it too, so that you can't, like, you can drive around and the hose won't unreel on its, like, by itself. And then it just hooks into our truck for power, which I need to hook it back up really quick before we go back out. I almost took it off this morning. So it's wired in a way where we can turn on the pump and it still turns on even though the truck is off. So it just draws power from the truck while we're using the pump and the tank. All right, got them all watered. Parked the truck over here because I'm gonna fertilize that corner when I'm all done. But I'm gonna go grab the rest of the compost so I can finish up planting the snapdragons and the pincushion flowers. Projects like this always take a little bit longer than I think they're going to, always. I always run into something or run out of something, but I am determined to get this little batch of plants planted. I will feel good going to bed tonight knowing they're not in those little trays anymore. So now we gotta make the trek back to the barn. I wanna show you these containers though while we're up here, because oh my word, if this is not my most favorite container ever, I don't know what is. I love the free form of it. There's not a whole lot of structure, there's a ton of color, but you get the formality still with the urn, because that is so fancy. I just am in love with this mix of plants. And the hollyhocks have started to bloom. Also, check this out, right behind the vegetable garden. Construction has begun. Boy, I hope we don't get any strong wind between now and when they move this big pile of dirt. That'll come barreling right for us. The real reason why I don't get things done fast. I get too distracted by everything else. Got the gator all loaded back up. Now it's time to go out there and get this thing finished up. Oh, hold on. Oh, how dare. Look at that big weed that was sneaking in that flower bed. I don't think so. Not today. And there we have it, all done. The snapdragons out of the smaller trays looked a heck of a lot better. So that's them right there. And then we started with the poor snapdragons that I was overwatering. Hopefully they bounce back. And then I ended up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of the salmon rose pincushion flower. And I've got one more variety upstairs in the plant room still I just need to bring down. I probably have 10 more flats of things I've started from seed. Still needing to come out here. I've got more gomphrena. I've got larkspur, 3 flats of larkspur, 5 different varieties of basil, and I can't remember what else. Oh, Cresspedia, the sunball Cresspedia. I have a flat of 72 of those. So I still have a lot to do out here, but I do think I'm gonna come out and seed some stuff. Like I wanna plant some corn in here and also some zinnias. So I wanna get those going here soon as well. But I feel really good about what I got done today. Super excited to see these things grow and see what happens with them. And I just know that every single year it's going to be a huge learning experience for me. I learn by doing. I don't learn by research. I'm not a researcher. Like I have to do it and fail in order to learn how to do it better the next time. So this is going to be interesting to bring you guys along for all of that. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and we will see you in the next one. Bye.